expand some new rooms and really mess with people's senses. Everyone's got different fears. And some people are afraid of the dark. Some people are afraid of clowns, like where we're standing right now. So we try and mess with everyone in different ways and really scare everyone. That's what it's all about.
Havrilla and Redmax Events. So what is going on here this weekend?
Yeah, so the Vanderbilt Museum, we're standing outside one of our 2 haunted attractions right now. What's up guys, Brandon Havrilla with Redmax Events, and I'm going to take you for a quick behind the scenes tour, like a lights on tour of our haunted house before we start breaking down. So it's Tuesday, it's November 2nd. We wrapped up a good haunt season, scared a lot of people, so let's take a walk inside. I want to show you guys some of the scares and stuff we built for this year. So the first hallway you walk into is kind of like you're entering the house. The first scene you walk into is going to be a living room / dining room. So we dressed it up. We've got a fireplace. As I mentioned, this is a lights on tour, so it doesn't give you the same effect as when we're open to the public. A lot of little props and stuff here, mannequins, trees, special effects, lighting. From the living room, we would have an actor in here playing up a part. They also have access behind this drape to get to this table. They would go in here, close the drape behind them, and they could play up a scene in another room. One of the things that I kept in mind when I designed this haunted house was multi-scare places, so places where the actors can scare from multiple points. This is a little kitchen scene, chop shop, bunch of body parts, cabinets, everything like that. So the guests would walk in here. We'd have an actor standing here, again playing up a part, and then they'd be able to disappear through the curtain, and they would be able to scare you from 2 other points in the haunt. You then come down this hallway. We've got body bags. This is again where that other actor can scare from. So we had a table. One of the actors was holding the arm here. They were cutting off the arm when you walked up, and then they picked it up, asked you if you wanted to eat, whatever. They kind of had fun with it. Come this way. This is an emergency exit. So if people did need to exit halfway through the haunt, emergency exit. One key thing to keep in mind with haunted houses is keeping the fire marshal happy. So. Perfect timing. That's one of our air compressors. Also just a loud noise to scare people, but it does feed a bunch of the animatronics in the haunt. With the fire marshal, anything he wants, he gets that and more. So if he says he wants 2 emergency exits, he gets 3 or 4. Very important. Safety's our #1 concern, so that's what we kept in mind throughout the whole build. This is a little bathroom scene. We put a mirror up with when you have smoke in here and when you have, you know, special effects and lighting, it really plays up the part. You kind of don't know where you're going. Turn through here, come down this hallway. You've got a bunch of fake doors, a bunch of fake picture frames. You know something's gonna jump out, but you don't exactly know where. Sometimes we'd have an actor standing down here at the end that looks like he's gonna turn a doorknob. When you get to this point right here, this picture frame is our drop panel. So the actor behind it would actually flip a switch, drop it out, and they could be here to jump at you. That's a good scare, gets people every time. Once you turn this corner here, this is where that actor can also come out and scare. If you want to show them down this hallway, this is like just storage for some painting and some random cables and supplies. This is like an actor spot. We have access to electric in there and stuff. Something that with the lights on, obviously you see all this, doesn't look too pretty. With the lights off, you don't notice any of it. This is a little kid's room, a warped kid's room with blood on the walls. We have a crib, stuffed animals. This is Grandma. She just kind of rocks here. Behind Grandma, just a little drape, like storage closet. It's another one of our air compressors that powers the next animatronic that I'm going to show you. You come through the kids' room, you step up onto the stage, kind of messing with levels, makes you feel like you're not under a tent. And then you're on this bridge. This bridge is one of our newest additions this year. It's an air-powered animatronic. And what we actually did was wire the controller into this breaker panel right here. So the positive and negative go into the fuse, and when you flip this switch, it sets it off. It's very loud, scares people. It actually shakes and vibrates uncontrollably, which is really cool as well. And we have control over how it's programmed. This is our electrical room, so as you can see, caves, skulls, lots of wires hanging around, fake breaker panels. You know, keep in mind, this place just survived the haunt season, so it is a little destroyed. Obviously, there's actors' water bottles and dirt and broken props and stuff. But we'd walk through each night and clean it up. We got a ramp to get you off the bridge safely after you just got scared. Then you come out here. This is like our back patio scene. So barbecue with a head on it, little frequent flyer, you know, bicycle. We got an axe back here. Sometimes we'd have an actor in here. This is another scare point here. This curtain would be closed and the actor that's behind it can pull this and kind of scare you, jump out at you. You continue walking through here after you're scared there. There's a pressure pad that you don't notice when you step on it. Sets off an air cannon and a strobe light. Strobe light gets you to look that way. Air cannon hits you in your feet. Then you continue into here. This was probably the most talked about room this season. This is our swamp room. Granted, not much fog in here right now. We're kind of mid-breaking things down, but normally these lasers would be set at waist height. This room would be filled with fog. You can't see below your waist. We hung this mossy stuff up on the ceiling to kind of like make you feel like you're in a swamp or, you know, forest. It kind of hits you in the head. You come through here. We'd have an actor that would jump out from under the fog. Really good scare, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. You never know what you're walking into.
Yeah, I'm in the swamp room of the Haunted Mansion at the Vanderbilt. You'll never know who's going to pop out at you like a swamp thing. High five. And hey, the man behind it all. Brendan Havrilla. That was, yeah, I'm glad you made it. So you with Redmax Events here at the Vanderbilt. How did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, so we're standing in the swamp. It's a visual effect, but we put on that, you know, effect of being in a watery, swampy room. It's definitely creepy. You never know what's gonna pop out. We use a lot of, you know, different special effects that mess with your senses in our haunted house. Come around this way. We've got another emergency exit back here. Again, this just cuts us through to the exit of the actual haunt. That gives us a few options. That gives us options for the actors here to get out if they need to for a break without having to walk through the entire haunted house. Gives obviously a safety exit for our guests if something were to happen. And it also gives actors another point to scare. So if there's an actor in here, and then as the group comes around to the exit, the actor can actually jump out, scare them one last time. This is the entrance to the circus. The thought behind this is making you feel like you're all of a sudden outside. You left the swamp, it's a little more open, it's tall, the clown entrance. You've got a ticket booth here. We'd have an actor in here. These bars are garden hoses, so the actor can actually jump out at you, bend the bars, and come out. Another good scare. You walk this way. That's an animatronic shaking. We've got some other, you know, clown parts and stuff that the actors would interact with and toss around. This whole place would be filled with fog, so when you turn that corner, you actually can't see through this opening. The way these lights and hit the fog and stuff, you weren't able to see past that, which gave the actors in here a chance to get ready, scare, and see when people are coming. When you come in here, this drapes is the access point for that lattice scare. So the actor that scares you there can then come out here and scare you outside this clown entrance. Again, a bunch more props and stuff that they can throw around, throw at you, do some cool things with. They could jump out at you. Once you come in here, this is actually another point for the actors to cut through. So if you're scaring from the lattice, scare from here, cut through here, and then it scares you at a totally different part of the haunt and kind of gets you across. So again, trying to multi-use actors as much as possible. This is our blacklight hallway. All this stuff glows. We'd have an actor that would run up behind you, banging on walls. You get down here, this is kind of like our mirror funhouse look. So a lot of different angled mirrors. we'd put neon tape on them to really make them reflect and bounce. You come in here, there would be an actor in here behind the straight, and this hallway actually connects. This is one of our like control hallways, so we have access to our emergency lights, a lot of other animatronics and stuff. And behind this straight is that ticket booth. So the actor that scares you from the ticket booth can come in here and scare you from here. This cuts you out to the exit, so the actor could scare you there as well. And then if we turn around, the actor would jump out at you and tell you to go that way. I'm gonna kill the lights real quick. It is a little bright in here, so I don't know if you're gonna get the full effect. But if you turn that camera, you really can't see down that hallway, and that's where you have to go. And so it's pitch black. That got a lot of people. We had a lot of people standing out here debating who was gonna go first. You go in, you kind of turn this way, you gotta feel the walls, you're freaking out. There's an actor standing over here, there's clowns and props and everything. There's a clown here, and let me grab the trigger real quick because we do have one of my other favorites, which is an E-cracker mounted directly above it. Basically it makes sparks and a loud noise, shines light on this, everyone turns around, looks at that, freaks out. Then we have an actor behind them that jumps out and scares them. This curtain here, again, is that one that cuts through. So the actor can wait in here and pull out the straight, scare you one last time before you go this way. Come out here. We're almost through the entire haunt now. You think it's a free ride out. You see the exit sign with an arrow going that way. Another blacklight wall with graffiti. See you soon. Thanks for coming. All happy from here. If you know haunted houses, you know something's gonna jump out. When we're open, which is only at night, it's dark on the other side of this tent, so you don't see my shadow here. We'd have an actor hiding behind the drape that would be able to pull the drape, pop out at you, and then sprint away. That forces everyone to this side of the hallway. They get scared, they hit the wall, and then all of a sudden, right here from this drape, that same actor that scared you before would pop out at you. And here we have another air cannon animatronic, really loud train horn. That would go off and scare you. This hallway got a lot of people. Clown chasing you out, clown jumps out on that side, clown jumps out on this side. You get here, you finally see the light, and you think you're a free ride out. And again, an actor would jump out from here, or an actor would jump out from here and scare you before you exit. This is outside the exit now. We'd sometimes have a clown waiting outside. And the rest of it's a free ride. So that's our haunted house. Thank you guys for checking it out. I'm gonna overlay some clips. I'm gonna overlay a full walkthrough video with the actors and stuff. Any questions or anything, feel free to leave them below. Thank you guys for watching.